Yep.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Speaking of individuals who, do the work and who
Mhm.
are high achieving and are, constantly striving to be the best that they can be. I think a lot of times those type of individuals can get stuck in this burnout or this constant like hamster wheel of doing all of the things all of the time.
Yeah.
What do you find are some of the barriers
Mhm.
that, keep them there?
Yeah, so I'm a high achiever myself, and that's why I love to work with high achievers because I get you. um, so what happens is the barriers are most high achievers struggle from perfectionism, right? If you're relate to the enneagrams, I'm a high three. Enneagram threes are achievers, and so perfectionism is in your wheelhouse, right? And so often I don't know if other people can relate to this, but for me, I was like, that's a gift, that's a strength, right? Like, I proudly say it, I'm a perfectionist. Well, there's good to that, sure. Like, people can rely that you're going to make it perfect and you're going to get it right, right? But the bad part of that is you will face burnout. You'll face burnout because what's happening is it's never good enough. It's never good enough. Like, it can be the most excellent thing, perfect, perfected, amazing, and you're still like, it's all right. And so what happens is so many times high achievers find themselves burned out is because they're focusing on all the things that they have to make perfect. What else is showing up is a sense of control, right? Perfectionists love to take control of things. Again, why? Because they want it to be flawless
Mm,
in their work, in their personal life. And so they want to take control. And so what happens is they don't leverage resources. So you might be awesome at this one gift, and you have a team over here that's also awesome, right? But you're probably really, really good over here, and you should just go do that, right? Because all this other like stuff in the weeds, like, really doesn't need your expertise. Like,
mm,
you're above that. I mean, not to say that you're above that. I don't believe anybody's above anything, but you know what I mean? Like, you need to be, if you have somebody on your team that can do that just as good, maybe they're not going to do it as efficient of you, right? They're going to do it their own way because that's how they're wired, but they're going to get to the same result. Let it go, right? Like,
mm.
for me, I struggled with that so freaking bad. And so what would happen is I would be like, okay, yeah, I really should not be spending time doing this, but just go over here and ask her to do it or train her to do it is just going to take more time. So I'll just do it, right? Well, then you just keep doing all those things that you're like, I'll just do it. I'll just do it. I'll just do it. And you're robbing yourself because what you should be doing is probably this $3 million project, or you should be focusing on things that are going to excel your growth. If you're in the entrepreneur world, like Sabrina and I, like, you can't do it all, right?
Mm.
You need to leverage what you're really, really good at, what God made you or what you were aligned to do in your life, and go do that and let other people, let go. So I think perfectionism is a huge one that shows up. The other area is, what I was talking about earlier, is people pleasing. A
Mm.
lot of times, high achievers, they are people pleasers, right? They've gotten to where they are because they're good with people. They love to help other people. Um, and so what's happening is fear of rejection is showing up, right? That's what people pleasing is, all rooted in fear. Perfectionism, that's rooted in fear. All that is fear of failure. So you got fear of failure, you got fear of rejection. And then the other barrier that I noticed that was showing up in my life is just procrastination.
Mm.
And so what happens is, I mean, you're so busy, right? So you're so busy because you're over there just perfecting it, spending time on stuff that should have been done last week, but you're still analyzing the heck out of it. Um, you're burnout and you're stuck because you keep doing other people's job. You keep, when somebody comes over and says, "Hey, would you do this?" It lights you up because you're a people pleaser and you're like, "Oh, I feel like I'm going to help you. Yes, I would love to help you." But you forgot that you have all this other stuff that you're supposed to get done before the end of the day.
Yeah.
So you put others' needs before your own, right? And so what happens is then you find yourself in a state of procrastination, right? And you're like, I can never get anything done. And a lot of times what happens is you're picking the things that you don't really want to do, right? You
Mhm.
you are procrastinating it. And why are you procrastinating it? Again, it's fear. All three of those go back to fear. Procrastination is just rooted in fear. There's a reason why you're procrastinating that. And a lot of times it's, oh, I don't think I can do it. Or I don't have all the answers and I'm too afraid to ask because if I ask, well, they're going to think that I don't know what I'm doing. Or, man, I was really looking for this promotion. And if I speak up that I don't really know, well, maybe I won't get the promotion. Right. And so you just procrastinate it. And what happens is you miss that opportunity. You just keep letting life, what happened in mine is I look back and I said, man, I have been finding excuses after excuses after excuses, and I am just procrastinating my life away.
Mm.
I am just staying stagnant in a life that's so less deserving
Mm.
because I am letting other people control me. I'm not showing up as my authentic self. I'm not speaking my truth. What happened? People pleasing, perfectionism, procrastination. What happens when you stay in those three stages for too long? Here's what happens. You start muting your voice. You stop speaking up for the things that you know you deserve. You just procrastinate your life away and you just stop and here is what I hear all the time. It's just the way it is.
Mm.
It's always going to be this way. I'm never going to change. He's never going to change. This job's never going to change. It is the way it is. And I say, oh,